to The Hungry Mind, a podcast where we talk about food around SJB. I'm Lucas Ham, and I'm with my guest, Angelo Ippolito.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Angelo, I appreciate you coming on and talking some food with me.
Anytime.
So Angelo, what is your top places around SJB to get a bite? I'd definitely say my top 3 places to go out for eating would be Neighbor Shawarma, Tim's, and probably Twice the Deal Pizza. So solid choices, I would have to agree. I'd also give a shout out to the SJB Caf. I feel like they got some good food going around in there too. Now let's dive deep into this. Angelo, as far as price goes, what do you think offers the best price for the food you're getting? I would definitely say that in the cafeteria, they've got some good deals for food. But outside of SJB, I definitely say Twice the Deal Pizza. It lives up to the name. Yeah, Twice the Deal is definitely worth the price. What about Tim Hortons? What is your thoughts on their pricing? In the recent few years, it's kind of gone up in prices. For getting like a coffee and a wrap might be like $8, which is, I think, is expensive. Yeah, I would have to agree. Tim Hortons has definitely gone up a lot in price. And if I'm going to spend a lot of money, I at least would want something a little bit more flavorful. So as far as service, what restaurant provides the best service? The best service, I would have to give that to Twice the Deal Pizza or the cafeteria. There's never really too much of a wait for either of them. But then when you look at Neighbor Shawarma, there's always a 15-minute wait minimum. Yeah, at times Neighbor Shawarma can get really chaotic for sure, especially, if you don't have a lot of time and you need a quick bite. Something like Twice the Deal Pizza, or the SJB Caf would be definitely faster. Another huge factor would have to be distance from the school. The cafeteria is right there. You don't have to go anywhere. Whereas a Neighbor Shawarma or a Tim Hortons is quite a walk. I would have to say the next big factor, probably the biggest factor for me, is the taste. How good does the food taste? What would you say is the best tasting? I would say the best tasting meal would go to Neighbor Shawarma. And I think it's worth the wait, even though it's like a 15-minute wait. The shawarma poutine that they have is it's worth the wait. Yeah, I would have to agree. The shawarma is always going to be a classic, especially I'm a big shawarma wrap kind of guy. Whoa! I'd say that'd have to be my favorite, but the shawarma poutine is excellent as well. I would say, although the SJB Caf does have some good food and Twice the Deal is good, as far as just the best tasting, shawarma would probably have to be the best. I agree.
I would like to give an honorable mention to Twice the Deal Pizza. The 2 slabs of nice, greasy pizza always tastes good. Pizza's made right in front of you too, and you can see them put on the ingredients and do all the stuff with it, so it's just cool to see. It always comes out nice and hot, and although I think shawarma is the best tasting, purely taste, I do believe Twice the Deal Pizza has got some good slices of saw.
So, deciding what food place is the best, what would you say the best food place to go to is? If you had to pick just one, all things considered, I would probably stick with Neighbor Shawarma, even though the wait can be long sometimes and the price isn't too reasonable for how much you're getting. I think the taste overweighs everything, and I think it's just worth the price and the wait. I would have to agree. Neighbor Shawarma will always be a great place to get food. Although it's expensive, it is very tasty, and I would have to say that a place like Tim Hortons or even Twice the Deal Pizza, it doesn't provide the kind of authentic flavor that Neighbor Shawarma does. Although, if you were to consider what was best for the price, I would not pick Neighborhood Shawarma. I would pick probably our cafeteria or Twice the Deal Pizza. There's always going to be, everyone's going to have their own opinion, and I would say, if it was me, personally, I would have to pick Neighborhood Shawarma if I had to pick just one.
So that'll be all the time we have. Angelo, I really appreciate you coming on. Make sure everyone to tune in next week where we're going to be talking about what SJB dishes is the most authentic. Angelo, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Lucas Ham.
And I'm Angelo Ippolito.
This is the Hungry Mind Podcast. Thank you.